Shout out to DWM.
Let's eat.
Yo, Solo. You know they been saying you gotta make a hit squad part 2. But you know, man, we hungry this time, man. We gotta eat this time. Yeah.
Back in the beast mode. AFC was trying to rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. And these boys my heart, man, I must say. Trying to stay on one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the O-line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base like a buffet. Stand one route like the busway. I say and not quote. Go hard or go home is the motto. A pick or a sack is the lotto. Let's cook them like Emerald Lagasso. My bad, Legacy. He going south, that is not me. Hungry for greatness, so I eat. Stay in my zone like a Bobby. Jumping off the edge like Ian Shaq. Straight pressure, never even back. Protection on the way you gon' get wins. Split through the middle like Wilkins. Got some backers on the back that's gon' back me up. Straight action, we be acting up. Tell Coach Job his best plan, but it still get snatched by X-Man. Cause we back in the beast mode. AFC, we tryna rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. And these boys my heart, man, I must say. Trying to stay on one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the O-line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base like a buffet. Stand one round like a buffet.
Eating like a buffet, it be a long day. We ain't gon' play. Yeah, them boys green, no subway. Pick the ball off X and BJ. I don't care about what he and she say. That's nonsense. Check the replay. I work overnight and it's early morning, but I'm turned up cause it's game day. They don't really want it with your boy. O-line really get destroyed. Ex-Patriot, Kyle Van Noy. Put him on his butt, hurt hemorrhoids. What's a grown man to a boy? Jam him at the line, dare you to throw it. Discipline coach Brian Flores. Never getting rattled to boys. Fans better pay attention, even social distance. I got a witness and you know we blitzing, but mind your business. Christian Wilkins on the line of scrimmage. Far from timid, push it to the limit, rev the engine. You know we gotta get it, Nick Needle. You know we gonna big it, Van Ginkle. Take it to the business. Fins up till my life is finished. Say it with my chest cause I meant it. A lie, no why, I admit it. New era, yeah, I division. A win streak, we just keep on winning. So I lose to tell them suck a limit. Bills with the Jets in New England. Miami top dogs where you hear me.
Back in the beast mode. AFC was trying to rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. And these boys my heart, man, I must say. Try to stay on one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the O-line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base like a buffet. Stand one round like the busway.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
Know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we en route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited, league gon' notice now. You should notarize it. They say tour from that rock. Shout out to Samoa and now it's time to lay the smack down. You think you Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit them with the people's elbows, stick together like it's Velcro. You think you could stop us? Hell no, all day I dream about sports. I think I need some Chateau custom with some Dolphins colors. Just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Vince for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. Who that? To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
To a time, to a time. Really hope he the man. Hope we found us a gem. Like the Heat found Bam. Wanna take time to thank Fitz, cause he put on the show. But the young man up in the whole city know. Time to catch all the blessings. Cash out on the investment. Ball out, don't choke. Fins want all the smoke. Chris Gregg gave hope. Coach flow like spoke. Damn Marina still a GOAT. But to a man on go. Watch to a man throw. Watch to a man scope. Watch to a man dishes that we never ever seen before. Fans up, let it win. Boy, I'm ready for a ring. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. It's damn week, use 10.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Vince for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. Who that? To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
What is going on? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live right here on Miami Sports Music's #1 morning show, Clap Blockers. I am your host, Stephen D. I'm super excited to be here this morning, guys. How are y'all doing? Y'all excited? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to come have a good time, hang out? We're going to talk a lot this morning. We got a lot to talk about. A lot went down in Miami over the weekend. I'm super excited that you guys are here. I hope everybody had a good weekend in Miami, or if you were outside of Miami and you saw some of your Miami teams this weekend, or you got to talk about your Miami teams this weekend. I hope you guys had a good time. I am super excited to be here with you this morning. I am your host, Stephen D. You can find me at StephenDSKPL. And obviously, this is a DWA Dolphin with Attitude podcast. You can find us here on YouTube. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, here's what I need you guys to go do, okay? I need you guys to go do me a favor while you guys are watching, all right? I need you guys to go hit that like and subscribe button, okay? If you're not hitting that like for this post today and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I don't know what you're doing with your life, all right? People in the box, the chat room, you need to tell people what they need to be going to do right now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also, if you look right here, again, I got to learn how to do this. New YouTube membership. Make sure you join today. We got a lot of cool perks for you to sign up and become a Miami Sports Music YouTube membership. I already have some good people in here that have already been a part of it. Chef Zhu, A-Rod is in the building. I'm excited about the season. Let's go, Fins family. A-Rod's part of that YouTube membership package. Make sure you guys check it out. I want you guys to become part of the channel. It's going to be good times, and we got a lot of exclusive stuff going on this weekend, all right? All right, now that we got all that out the way, we all know what today is, right? Today is Monday, the 17th, and today's guest is Allie, a.k.a. Dolphreaky. Dolphreaky will be joining us a little bit later on. I am super excited that she's going to be on the show this morning. So you guys need to gather around, gather your friends, because once she gets on the air, you know it's going to, the sound waves and the air waves are going to break, and it's going to be super exciting. I am super excited to tell you that. Why I also have you guys on here. So this morning, we have a major announcement to make, okay? A major announcement. If you guys are watching right now and you guys follow Miami Sports Music on social media, you will have seen that there was a special announcement that was going to be dropping this morning with us in Onside Radio. So do you guys want to know what that announcement is? I think you guys want to know what that announcement is. Okay, that announcement is this. Miami Sports Music has a brand new show starting today, Monday through Friday, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., only on Onside Radio, called Miami Sports Music for the Fans, hosted by yours truly, me, Stephen D. That's right. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every day, we're going to do a show about you guys, the fans. And it's only going to be on Onside Radio. You guys need to go check that out. That's going to be good times. We have our first guest today. Our first guest on that show is going to be Mr. Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club. That's right. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about Fan Fest. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Dolphin Club. We're going to talk about how Scott became a diehard fan living in Atlanta. And it's going to be good times. I'm super excited about that show. So every day, Monday through Friday, you're going to catch me here from 8:30 to 9:30 on Miami Sports Music. And then you guys are going to go to work. You're going to have a good time. And then at 6 o'clock, you guys are going to turn on Onside Radio, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hear me again. I know, too much Stephen D in your life. What can I say? I'm super excited about that. It's definitely going to be a pretty cool thing. Chef Shu said 4 likes, 15 people in the room. Hit that like button, please. Fins up. Chef, tell them what to do, big guy. Tell them they need to hit that like button. Y'all need to get that like button. Adam Cook asked, where can I get a hat like that? Guys, tell Adam where he can get a hat like this. Everybody knows that if you've been watching this show, you know where to get a hat like this. Adam, welcome to the show, my man. You can get a hat like this on MiamiSportsMusic.com. You need to go to MiamiSportsMusic.com right now and go check it out. We got a lot of cool DWA swag there. It's going to be fun. Chef Shu says, congrats, bro. MSM is growing. Looking forward to the radio show. I know. I'm definitely. All right. Hit that like button. I like it. All right. Hit that like button, please. All right, let's talk about today, right? We had a lot to talk about. A lot happened over the weekend. And, you know, we got a lot to discuss about the Miami teams, not just the Dolphins. We're going to get to Dolphins talk today. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. But while we're waiting for Allie to come onto the show, we're also going to have to talk about everything else, right? All right, so today we're going to talk about the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins had a series this weekend against the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to talk about that. They had a loss, unfortunately, in the series. A couple losses. Miami Inter CF yesterday won in a late goal, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. The Miami Heat, unfortunately, because the New York Knicks couldn't do their daggone job last night, and they lost to the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics couldn't do their job last night, and the New York Knicks won. The Heat, unfortunately, will get the 6th seed because of Boston's loss to the Knicks. And we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the playoff matchup that's coming up there, which is 3 versus 6, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat, which will be the first round matchup in these NBA playoffs. Also, we're going to talk about Panthers dropped game 1 yesterday. I don't know what happened with them. I wasn't happy. Wasn't happy at all. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about, look, this is Miami Sports Music, right? So we got to talk a little bit about music and sports music. We're going to talk about J. Cole. That's right. I'm talking about the rapper J. Cole. J. Cole had a couple of big things that happened over the weekend. Number one, he dropped an awesome album, which, by the way, I love. You guys want to check out some really good music, go check out that album. He also had his professional basketball debut in Africa. That's right. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to talk a little bit about that. And, you know, since we're talking about pro basketball players that are rappers, we might as well talk about Lil Romeo. I know his dad, Master P, played, you know, some NBA or at least in the preseason. But he had skills, right? But Romeo called out Bow Wow over the weekend on social media to a versus battle. And we all know that Miami Sports Music is no stranger to verses. Last year, Miami Sports Music's own Solo D had his own versus battle against the rapper from Denver. That was pretty good time. So we're just going to talk a little bit about that. And then hopefully by that point, our today's guest will be here, which will be Allie, a.k.a. Dolphreaky. And then we're going to have a good time, folks. We got a lot more things to talk about when it comes to Miami Dolphins talk. So don't even worry about it. We're going to get in there. We're going to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do this morning. All right. So first thing is first. Let's talk about this. Over the weekend, the Miami Marlins faced the Los Angeles Dodgers. And there was 3 games, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Friday night, the Dodgers won 9-6. Tuesday night, the Miami Marlins won 3-2. And then yesterday, Sunday, actually, that's the other way around. Saturday, they won 7-0. And then yesterday, they won 3-2. And that's okay. Over the weekend, though, right? Over the weekend, Adam Duvall, the right fielder that we got from the Cincinnati Reds in the offseason, had 2 hits. That's right, 2 hits. Why is this noteworthy? Because those 2 hits were 3-run home runs each. So he had 8 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and raised that batting average a little bit. So that was pretty good. Friday night and yesterday had 2 home runs. It was pretty awesome. But look, Saturday night, that 7-0, I know that says game 3 there. Just switch that around. That's an error on my part there. Trevor Bauer pitched 7 innings and 10 strikeouts and pretty much shut down the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins had just allowed 2 hits in that Saturday night game, and those bats went cold. Now, with that being said, guys, right, the Miami Trevor Bauer is one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. And the other cool thing about what he did Saturday night is we're Miami sports music, right? We're all on social media. We're about creating a brand awareness. And that's what Trevor Bauer is doing, right? And so Trevor Bauer is like making the world upset right now because he's got his own little, social media thing. And baseball, for some reason, doesn't know how to get their act together and doesn't know how to market themselves. So when a baseball player that plays for them, like Trevor Bauer, decides to start marketing for themselves, Major League Baseball kind of like gives that man the black eye. And so I know Trevor Bauer, a lot of people either hate him or they love him. But if you want to see if you really want to get to know the game of baseball better, go check out Trevor Bauer's YouTube page in Momentum, which is another page that he runs and owns. But he's fun to watch. I like him. I think he's really good for the game of baseball, and we need more players like him because I think that's going to help grow the sport. And for some reason, Major League Baseball does not get that. And that's okay. They will. They're going to realize that as soccer grows, as MLS grows in this country, and they'll end up taking over, it'll be because of marketing. And they need to learn that, and they need to learn that real quick. So also over the weekend, the Dodgers signed free agent Albert Pujols, who was DFA'd last week by the Los Angeles Angels, kind of out of nowhere. So Albert Pujols is pretty much in his last season, but he signed a rest of the year veteran minimum contract to the Dodgers, who the Dodgers already had a ridiculous payroll. And so Albert Pujols will be playing for the Dodgers for the rest of the year. And then I know last week I talked about the new rookie Cody Petit, who made his Major League Baseball debut for the Miami Marlins. He was optioned to AAA Jacksonville. Don't get it twisted. Baseball's a little finicky like that. He'll be back up. But they recalled, and actually, who will probably also make his Major League debut this week, Braxton Garrett from AAA Jacksonville. So, look, a lot of young pitching going in Miami, a lot of fun stuff to watch there. So check that out. That'll be good to watch. What's up next? Next is these guys. These guys won yesterday. Inter Miami CF. That's right. Yesterday, they got up early, 2-0 in the first half with 2 early goals from Breck as well as Gonzalo. One in the 7th minute, one in the 38th minute. Halftime came, and then all of a sudden Cincinnati got on the board, and then they got on the board again. So then it was tied. So you saw Alvaro from Cincinnati score in the 59th minute and Nick in the 82nd. So as you guys know, if you know hockey at all, if you know soccer at all, there's 2 halves. They play 90 minutes. So usually anything after 80th is like a late goal. So come the 85th minute, Gonzalo, who already had a score earlier in the game, comes up and hits the game-winning goal to go up 3-2, and it puts Miami right in the playoff contention on the 7th seed, which is the last playoff spot for them. So that's pretty cool that they're right there. I'm pretty excited about that. Look, as Miami starts getting better, hopefully they start winning some games, and that'll be hot, right? So the next game they have is on the 22nd of the Saturday, the 22nd against Chicago, and that'll be at home. And then Montreal is going to be traveling to Cincinnati, and that'll be Cincinnati's last game. Cincinnati, by the way, though, and don't take too much into this, but they are 14th. They are last in the MLS. So don't take too much stock into that. So they're the worst team in MLS right now, but that's okay. Look, they're still good players, and they still got to put together a competitive team. So, look, Miami won, and a win is a win as far as I'm concerned, right? Right? We're going to leave it at that. All right. Next up, we got to talk about Heat basketball, guys. We got to talk about it. So, right now, what happened over the weekend is, as you guys know, Miami in those last 4 games won 3 out of 4. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers a few nights ago, which was the number 1 seed, and they lost to Milwaukee, and then they beat Detroit. So all that needed to happen yesterday, which was fairly easy in my opinion, was the New York Knicks just needed to beat the Boston Celtics. Or excuse me, vice versa, right? And so what ended up happening is Boston ended up losing to the Knicks. And when that happened, that put Miami in the 6th seed and put the Knicks and Atlanta Hawks in the 4th and 5th, respectively. So that means the Miami Heat are going to have to play a better team than the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the playoffs, which will be very, very interesting. And if you guys look at the starting 2 starting point guards, you got Goran Dragic, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Trevor Ariza, Bam, and then the starting 5 for Milwaukee's Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez, and Dante there. So I'll say Miami. You want to say Miami has the better starting 5, or at least name-wise, but who knows, right? Like, who knows if that's going to be the case? So, looking at this, the projected starters will be Butler, Bam, Duncan, Kendrick, and Trevor. And then, obviously you see their points per game there. Gorgon, Harrow, Dwayne, and Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala, I know he didn't play a lot in the regular season this year, but if you're an NBA fan, you know that AI tends to play really, really well in the playoffs, and that's a good thing. So, look, having a veteran leadership like that on the bench and somebody who knows how to win late in the season, he's going to get some more minutes come playoff time. And when that happens, it's going to be good news for the Miami Heat. So I am pretty excited about that. All right, let's go up to next. Next is the Panthers, man. Got to talk Panthers. Panthers played game 1 yesterday of the first round of the NHL playoffs. And unfortunately, they lost. They lost 5-4 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I have to be honest, I didn't expect it. Florida manhandled Tampa Bay the last 2 games of the season there. Definitely thought that they were onto something. Jonathan Huberdeau and Alexander Barkov each had a goal for them. And Florida ended up scoring 4, but Tampa Bay ended up scoring 1 more. And the deciding goal was that extra goal late in the 3rd period. And, that's kind of what happened. Kucherov and Braden Point each had 2 goals yesterday for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So the next game will be on tomorrow night on Tuesday at 8 p.m. The puck drops in Miami for the Florida Panthers. So, go out and support the home team. You guys want to see really cool. To me, I'm a football fan first and foremost. I am a Dolphins fan through and through. And I think, there's nothing better than NFL football. But I have to be honest and say, you want to see some really great sporting events, go to a playoff hockey game. Watch a playoff hockey game. Playoff hockey is some of the best, most exciting, thrilling sporting events you'll ever witness or ever see. So even if you're not into the NHL, give the Florida Panthers a shot in the playoffs, because I'm telling you right now, NHL playoffs are some of the most exciting things to watch in sports. So make sure you guys check that out. All right. Hey, guys, check it out. I need you guys to go hit that like button right now. Jeff, tell these people what's up. You said 8 likes, 15 people in the room. Hit that like button, please. Also need you guys to go share. Allie's about to get on here in a few minutes. And when Allie gets on, I'm going to need you guys to make sure that there's enough people watching. I can't just be having 15 people watch Allie. I can see 15 people watching me in the beginning. We're trying to get the name out there. We're trying to grow. We're getting there, right? Jaconda says, Solo, I need 2 DWA bandanas, 1 aqua, 1 white. I heard that, Jaconda. Tell him what Solo needs to make. Chef Shu says, hey, Finsanity. Pretty excited about that. So, all right, real quick before we bring in Dolphreaky into the room, I think she's having some technical difficulties getting on here. We're going to check her out as soon as she gets on. Is this guy right here, J. Cole. J. Cole over the weekend, the rapper, yes, I said the rapper, J. Cole, this is sports music news, made his professional debut in Africa for the African Basketball League. And it was very interesting. For those of you who don't know, J. Cole has played in a lot of amateur events, and the kid's got skills. Like he can legit play ball. Now, can he play pro ball? Well, look, I'll say even overseas, those guys who play in those pro leagues over there, they're really, really good. And so if he's over there playing with them, then it'll be very, very interesting to see what they do and how it works. So J. Cole made his pro debut over the weekend, and J. Cole ended up playing 17 minutes with 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Look, I like to see people kind of get outside their comfort zone and see how good they are and see if they're legit. And I think J. Cole, like I said, I've watched him play basketball on amateur events, and the kid's got skills. So I'm interested to see what happens with this. I know he had aspirations to try out for an NBA team for the Charlotte Hornets, but obviously Charlotte is actually kind of good now, so I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So, make sure you guys check that out. I think it's really, really cool. Now, over the weekend as well, it's sports and music news. He dropped a brand new album called The Off Season. I don't know about you guys. I love music, and I love hip hop. I love all sorts of different types of genre. But this album right here, this gets 2 thumbs up. Okay, 2 thumbs up. And you guys got to go check out that album. It's straight fire. I would even have to go far in saying it's DWA certified. That's what I said. DWA certified. That's what I think it is. And then last but not least, before we bring on the greatest person in the world to the show, Romeo, that's right, Master P's son, Lil Romeo, challenged Bow Wow to a versus battle over the weekend on social media, and they had some fun Twitter beef going on. So I don't know about you. I know a lot of Bow Wow songs. I think I know one Romeo song. So I'm going to have to say Romeo's probably going to lose this versus challenge. I don't see him doing well against Bow Wow. I really don't. I don't think that's going to go well for him. So, yeah, guys, check that out. That'll be fun. And Solo this year, we're going to set up another versus battle against another rapper this year. That's why I brought it up. Last year, we did one against the Denver Broncos rapper. This year, we're going to get another person onto the hit list. We're going to have another versus battle this year with Solo D. So that'll be fun to watch. Be on the lookout for that, guys. All right. All right. Now, today's guest, before I get to it, what I need you guys to do right now is I need you guys to stop doing what you're doing. I need you guys to go subscribe to Miami Sports Music, all right? Make sure you go subscribe to Miami Sports Music YouTube channel. Then make sure you hit the notifications tab so that every time Miami Sports Music goes live or uploads new content, you'll find out. You'll be the first to know, all right? So you don't miss any action right here on Miami Sports Music. Content made for the fans by the fans, right? Also, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, which I know most of you are, and you live outside of Miami and you want some place to watch with other Dolphin fans, go to MiamiSportsMusic.com and click on the DWA map tab. When you guys check out this map tab, it's got fan clubs from all over the world. It's really, really cool, right? And so when you guys are there, you guys be able to check out fan clubs as far west as LA and as far east as Germany, as well as we also got teams in our fan clubs in Fins Nation UK, just like we had Martin on last week, as well as France. And I talked to a lot of those guys over the weekend. We got some really cool stuff coming up from the international fan clubs, and they'll be doing stuff with Miami Sports Music. So be on the lookout that coming forward. All right. Without further ado, the real reason you probably tuned in this morning, it wasn't me. I know. That's okay. I love you too. But this girl right here is the best girl on the planet. Love her to death. She's been a huge part of just, a big support role for me. Over the last couple of years, we've gotten to know each other really well. And there's nothing, one of the most kindest people you will ever meet. And she's one of the most loyal people. She brings that DWA loyalty, a whole new name to it. So I am super excited to introduce my good friend, Allie, a.k.a. Dolphreaky, in the building.
Good morning, Stephen. Hi, guys.
Good morning. I'm super excited that you're here. How are you?
I'm great. So as you can see, we're having this beautiful day here in Naples, Florida. It's just absolutely gorgeous today. So I figured I'm going to come sit outside and let's talk.
Well, first of all, I'm super jealous because I'm up here in Maryland and it's not that nice out there as it is out there. It looks so nice. I'm ready to jump into the pool right there.
It's super nice. I'm like in this park right now, and there's like a lake. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's so pretty. We got some people out here with dogs and stuff. So this is what I like to do with my free time when I'm not talking Dolphins.
When you're not talking Dolphins. Okay, well, you know what you're going to do this morning, right? You're going to talk Dolphins. You're going to have to do that. All right, so let's get going.
Sorry, my internet's cutting out a little bit.
That's okay. We're here. And if you go away, we'll have fans jump in the meantime to get questions, and you'll come back on. It'll be all right. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is your alter ego, Dolphreaky. So how did you get the name Dolphreaky? And tell me a little bit about that versus Allie, because they're two different people sometimes.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear anything.
No, that's okay. So Dolphreaky versus Allie. So Dolphreaky is your alter ego, and then Allie is obviously you. So what are the two biggest differences between you two?
Sometimes I'm one and the same, but Dolphreaky is kind of the version of me that has different colored hair. So aqua and orange hair. I'm always, you'll see me at game day with my outfit on. I'm always pretty much in Dolphins gear all the time. So, people don't call me Dolphreaky for nothing. So that's just, you'll always see me in Dolphins gear, but Dolphreaky is kind of like the hyped up version of that. So the more wild, less everyday part of myself.
Yes. So how did you come up with the name Dolphreaky? Do you remember coming up with that name, or is that just something that kind of came to you and you're like, yeah, this sounds like me. This is a good fit.
So this actually originated from the contest that I was involved in with the DirecTV Ultimate Displaced Fan. So part of that, you had to make a video, you had to write an essay, and the video that I kind of chose to do was a little bit different because I decided to, quote unquote, rap a song, and so I was trying to come up with some sort of, and so super corny. Okay. So this is like my 19-year-old self, just trying to be silly and like, you know, whatever. It was just totally silly. I didn't think that this was going to be anything that I would be identifying with like 10, 20 years later. But it just kind of like, it just became what I am. So after that contest, my game day outfit was primarily like big, like spiky wigs, just things that are like considered freaky, you know, like just out there. And it was different. You know, there weren't a whole lot of Dolphreaky, you know, type people. We didn't really have like a lot of super fan names yet. And I did just want to do something that was kind of unique.
So you got something coming up here on Miami Sports Music that people are pretty excited about. I know you and I have been talking about this for a year now. I've been trying to get you to come on and do this. And hopefully the internet at your new place is going to be better than the internet there at your old place, because you're in the process of moving, for people that don't know. But look, you got this coming up, the Phreak Show on Miami Sports Music.
I'm super excited.
Network. Tell me what
I'm
you know,
so excited.
What are you most excited about? What's going to happen on your show? What can the people be in store for?
First of all, thank you for the tune, because I've never done something like this if it wasn't for your guidance and support and encouraging me to do it. You know, a couple people had in the past said, you know, you need to do something like this. You know, you'd be really good at podcasting, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know, it's only been since I even started doing this type of thing. Big shout out to Finside the NFL with reason, because he was my first ever like guest appearance on a podcast. I hadn't even been listening to them at that point. And so really it's only been like a year maybe since I started coming on your podcast and just doing this in general. And I have done a few other ones, even like outside the Dolphins community, just in general, you know, like kind of football podcasts. But yeah, I'm so excited because like this is my opportunity to really like show people what I'm about, and primarily fans. You know, I just recently started West Florida Doll Fan Club with my buddies, and so I do want to, you know, highlight a lot of the things that Doll Fans Clubs are doing, you know, all over the world. So that's kind of going to be my focus of my show. It's going to be more about the culture of Doll Fan Nation, the things that fans are doing all over the world, not just here. And so it's going to be kind of culture-based, kind of media, music, like just a different kind of thing. I'm going to have a lot of guests. And yes, I am in the process of moving. So, you know, a lot of people are itching for this. And I'm like, just hold out for a minute, because I am about to get into my new house in 2 weeks. And I do have to put together a new dolphin room and everything. So just bear with me, because there's no way I'm doing this podcast without having my setup. So just bear with me, because it'll probably be about mid-June before I start recording it and get everything going. So I'm super excited. So thank you for the.
Well, look, I'm super excited to have you. I know that, you know, you are somebody that defines DWA to a T, Doll Fan with Attitude. And so I know not only you have that going on, but you also got the women's clothing line, the DWA women's clothing line that'll be coming out hopefully by football season. We got a lot more work to do. If nothing else, it'll be done by midway through football season. So I am super excited about that. I know you and Kerry are going to be a big part of that. And then obviously Solo's always been involved in the DWA gear, like the hat that you see there. And so I am excited that you're coming on board with that too.
I'm so excited. And I just got to say this. I don't know if I ever told you, but, you know, when I first started coming around to the tailgates and, you know, meeting you guys and meeting everyone, you know, I met Solo and I was like, oh my God, you know, he's so awesome. So I'm so nervous to talk to. Here I am working with you guys. So this, you know, like kind of like a dream come true. So I'm really flattered that you guys even thought to bring me on and have me be a part of the clothing line, which is so cool. You know, I am wrapping the shirt right now, one of the original shirts. I don't know if my internet's cut out or not, but
I can hear you. We can't see you, but I can hear you.
To the Miami Sports Music line of clothes, and you know, really make this something that we can get more women involved with, and you know, provide some products that are good quality, and also things that you just can't buy on the internet, or you can't buy it on these like little, you know, Chinese sites. So I'm super excited. I can't wait. You know, Carrie and I have been talking, and we just have a lot of really exciting things coming.
That's right. That's right. All right. Now, enough about you. Let's talk about the Dolphins. By the way, we can hear you. We can't see you right now, but we can definitely hear you loud and clear. So you're good there. Can you see us? Because I want to show you something. Allie might have to come back out and come back in. Allie, come out and come back in. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to reset. And we'll come right back on with you because I got a lot of stuff I want to show you and talk to you about. So first things first, while I get Allie back on, what I want to do is kind of hit the reset button on today's show. I appreciate you guys watching. What I want you guys right now to do is Allie's going to come back on. Don't go away. So hit that like button. Hit that share button. Chef Zhu, A-Rod, I need you to tell these guys what they need to go do right now because this is what we do every morning, right? So check this out.
AFC was trying to rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. Any boys going hard, man, I must say. Try to stay on one route like the busway. Trying to eat.
That's right. You guys need to check me out every Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Really want to see you guys there. I also want you guys to make sure that you guys are, part of the Miami Sports Music YouTube membership page. We got a lot of stuff going on there, as you can see at the bottom right. Join our membership today. We got three different. We got DWA, DWA for Life, and DWA Loyalty. Click join on your YouTube page to get more details. I want to see you guys there. And I'm telling you, once we get 10 people signed up, I'm going to do a random giveaway for some DWA swag. You want some free WA swag? Go ahead and join. And you get your chance to win some free DWA swag. I need you guys to make that happen right now. So Chef Zhu, A-Rod, boys who are already there, make sure you guys do that. Chef Zhu says, hit that like button, please. Fins up. Just need 5 more likes. A-Rod said, hit that like button to give the show more visibility. That's right. We can't do it without you. You guys got to keep on doing it, and we'll definitely be there. All right. So while we're waiting for Allie, what I also want to do is I'll promote a couple of other things. So first things first, as you guys see, Jamie Bahamas from 305sports.net has a show called Talking About Them Dolphins. I need you guys to make sure you guys check that out. That's going to be a really cool thing. Go download it wherever you get apps from. Make sure you download his podcast because it's really, really good, and I think you guys are going to like it. All right, I think I got Allie back. Allie, are you back?
I'm back.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
All right, that's okay. You're here now. All right, so now that I have you on, I want to get to the next thing. Have you seen this picture yet of Tua?
Yes, I have.
So your thoughts is my first question because, first of all, you work out all the time.
Yeah.
Number 2, this man looks like he has a muscle in every single part of his body.
Look, I don't want to hear anything anymore. Oh, Tua's so small, his arm's so small, this, that, and the other thing. Have you seen the work this man is putting in?
He's putting in work.
What
He's
is
putting in
this?
work.
Yeah, he looks great.
When I saw this photo on social media, this was his brother, Tulia, who plays at the University of Maryland, right near where I'm at. And it's funny because I look at this picture and you're like, holy cow, like he did not look like this last year. I mean, he could have under the pads, but I didn't see it. This is like somebody who's been in the weight room for like the last 5 months.
Yes. I've been working out for like every day for like 2 years now. And this is what this is what I have to show for this. Okay. That's pathetic. Okay. Like, look at that man. Like, he is putting in the work. Obviously he's got the right trainers. He's got the right diet going on, like all of it. That is amazing for such a short time right there.
His muscles got muscles.
Whew.
Yeah, I figured you'd want to see that and talk about that a little bit because it was I enjoyed watching that. So look, you were at the draft with me down at the stadium on draft night. Tell me your thoughts of the draft. What did you think of the players that the Dolphins drafted? And, what were your final thoughts on the draft itself?
I'm really happy with the draft. I think, I haven't really heard a lot of complaints. I really do think that like Waddle was a great pickup. It's going to be, Tua to Waddle. That's going to be crucial for us this year. I think it's going to work out amazing. I think a lot of us were surprised that we didn't get a running back like right quick. I think we all kind of expected like, okay, that's our biggest need right now. That's the logical thing to do. But clearly, I think we do have to trust the process. I trust Coach Flo, more than myself, really. Like right now, like I think they do have a plan. It's pretty obvious that, they know what they're doing. They had their sights set on their guys. And yeah, like the draft party was awesome. I think that Hard Rock Stadium did an amazing job putting that together.
They did.
They really made sure that it felt like it was socially distanced. It felt like it was safe, but at the same time, like they weren't, crazy about the mask wearing. Like it wasn't, it wasn't an uncomfortable situation. They really like had everything put together with the stage show and the seating. I just felt like it was put together. I felt like well.
People that were wearing masks, everybody there was required to wear a mask. But if you were in your group, which people were, and they were safe distance apart, they were there. They were enjoying themselves. They were drinking. They were eating. They were having a good time. There was no really, big policing or security. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that as in the Dolphins, I think all the fans that were there, nobody was out of hand. Nobody was crazy. And I think it was a really, really good time had by all. And it makes me really excited for this football season coming up because it got me juiced because I got to see everybody that I haven't seen in almost like a year and a half. So it was really, really, really cool to see.
It felt so good to have like the family back together. It really did. And I thought it was awesome. They had the media out there, interviewing Solo D.
You were on the news.
Yeah, that was really
couple times.
Yeah, so it was cool. And they really did a good job, just making sure that everyone was able to see, what was going on the TV. They allowed us to come up to the front, so the media, had visibility of everybody. And, I'm really like, in general, I'm proud to be a Dolphins fan, one, because we have a badass stadium. Like Hard Rock really does a lot for us. And they make sure that our experience at the games, at any of the events that they put on, it runs very smoothly. Like despite all this COVID drama, things have been smooth. That's my opinion. I haven't had any issues, like, especially with the way they did the draft party process. All you had to do was RSVP into a link and boom, the tickets were like in your Ticketmaster account. It was just, it was very, very smooth, I felt.
It was. And we got to park right next to the stadium. We got a pretty good deal on the parking there.
Yeah,
too.
we got the black parking. I was like, whoa, who hooked us up with this?
It was funny because there was like
nice.
There was like an orange pass and a blue pass, right? And so we're driving and I'm talking to Allie on the phone and I'm with Solo in the car and we have two passes and one is blue and one is orange. And I was like, well, I'm in the black. I'm like, well, we don't have a black parking pass, right? So whoever we were talking to after that, though, was like, just pass the blue parking lot and go straight, or pass the orange one and go straight to the blue. Tell them you have a blue. And so we did, and we went straight up and they never really even looked at it. And they're like, all right, come on. And we parked literally right next to the stadium.
Nice.
It was awesome.
We got right up front. Yeah, come out of the stadium and your car's right there. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so let's see what we got next here. So you already hit on Waddle, but Waddle over the weekend definitely signed his rookie contract. And his rookie contract was for 4 years, $27.1 million. And so the reason I bring that up and I want to kind of talk to you about it is, in years past, not the Dolphins necessarily, but the NFL in general, sometimes it's tough to sign rookies to get them in here to rookie training camp or rookie camp sometimes. And so right now we have him in rookie camp along with, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat rooms, the NFL is also allowing sophomores, second-year guys, to be in rookie camp this year too, because they didn't get one last year. Mm-hmm. So that's a big deal because Tua is supposedly there, along with him and a lot of these other guys. So it's very interesting to kind of see what they, tell me your thoughts about that.
I think this is a great opportunity for, can you hear me?
Nope. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I think it's a great opportunity having the first and second year guys together because we are such a young team right now. Like, it's important to build that chemistry early. So yeah, I've been like plastered to the highlights, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Like, Waddle looks super fast, and like all of them just look really, they look fit and they look like they're ready to go. So I'm excited. It's hard not to be excited. This whole past month is a tease, really. Like, you got the draft, and then we get the schedule release, and now we got rookie mini camps. We're like, let's go. We still got like 4 months to go. But that's a good opportunity for them to get the work put in now. And I can't wait for training camp. I'm so excited. And I'm hoping they'll let us in. We can see the new training facility and everything. So
I know, right there at the stadium. Right there at the stadium. That'll be a good time.
A lot of fun stuff. That'll be a great time. So I'm totally looking forward to the next couple months leading up to the season.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, before we get on to Guess the Record, which you and I are going to do, I do want to let the fans know that they can ask you questions today, but there's a certain way they got to ask it, all right? So YouTube has this thing called Super Chats, where you can donate to the channel, and you go ahead and get your comment automatically onto the screen. So I want you guys to donate to that Super Chat if you guys want to ask Allie any question before we get off here. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and donate to that Super Chat button. If one of my guys that are already a member want to show everybody else how to do it and get it done, I'd appreciate that. But we want to have Allie get as many questions as she can before she gets off here. So make sure you guys donate to that Super Chat button and ask Allie any question you want. All right, Allie, tell them what they need to do.
All right, guys. So definitely please send in your donations because I need this to, I want to really like have this best podcast that I can have coming up. So anything you guys can give will help make this even better for me and help me get the right equipment and everything. Plus, if you guys can follow me on, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, DolphinsLady99. Just make sure you follow so that you guys can stay up to date when my episodes start releasing and all that good stuff. Ask me any questions, like whatever you guys want, ask away. If you don't feel comfortable like doing it through here, like just feel free to send a DM or whatever. I'm happy to answer all the questions.
Well, look, A-Rod went ahead and donated, and this guy that we know up north named Eric Carrier went ahead and donated. Eric said, I love you both. Fins up. Eric, we love you too.
We love you, Eric. Thank you.
We love you. All right, A-Rod.
Thank you.
A-Rod, I'm going to get to your question in a minute. First thing I want to go ahead and send in those donations. I will scroll back up. You guys send in those donations and your questions. But I want to go through the season with you and just kind of get your thoughts on it. And so we'll let those questions build up while that's going. First things first. So we have a big season here ahead of us, and the schedule came out a few days ago, and everybody had their thoughts on what they wanted to do or what they wanted to see with that. So tell me, what were your thoughts on the schedule first and foremost? Were some games that kind of jumped out at you that were like, oh yeah, I want to do that, or yes, this is going to be a good game, or hey, this game makes me really nervous?
Yeah. So I was really kind of interested in some of the away games because, being in South Florida, we do have an opportunity to drive to a few of them. So Tennessee, for example, New Orleans, those two I feel like are definitely ones that I'm planning to travel to if work will allow. So I am pending all my PTO requests. But yeah, so the schedule looks really great. I feel like the home games, are winnable. Obviously it's always tough with the divisional rivals, and Buffalo scares me. So I think, I tweeted the other day that I felt like our record could be 12-5. And I do worry about Buffalo. Primarily, I think Tennessee is going to give us some trouble too. I think
Tennessee is that next to last game of the year. And I was talking with, a couple of the guys on the squad of DWA, and we all think that game, Jamie, in particularly Jamie Bahamas, thinks that game is going to get flexed because it'll be, Ryan Tannehill, the old girlfriend, versus, with the new girlfriend with Tua. So we all think that game is going to get flexed.
That's tricky because I know like TPP is trying to plan their fan fest for that weekend and everything. So
I know.
There's a lot of big events planned around that game.
Which
plus,
I will be there. Solo and I will be at that event, by the way. That's official.
Boom. Good. All right. Well, I hopefully will be too. Unfortunately, like my work schedule pretty much sucks. And so I am subject to, their approval. So they already know how serious I am about the Dolphins.
Look,
so
I need all these games off. And if you guys don't give it to me, I get it. I totally get it. I understand.
Yeah.
The other games that jumped out at me was Buffalo, right? Like I'm interested to see how we play Buffalo this year.
Yeah, me too, for sure. I mean, obviously we all left with a bad taste for the last game. Pretty much hurt. So coming back with a vengeance with Buffalo. So Buck Buffalo. And I'm looking forward to see how the Patriots kind of shape up and we don't really need to talk about the Jets because I don't see any like major developments with them. I think those are easy wins. I think Las Vegas Raiders could give us some trouble too. But I know
not worried about them.
A lot of people are planning to travel for that game, so that could be really super fun. And then let's talk about London a little bit because I personally feel a little bit shafted that game got sent to London because I was so looking forward to traveling to Jacksonville like we did last year, and we just had such an epic time. But I know our people in London are totally stoked to have the Dolphins coming back this year.
UK.
Man, I'm so happy for you guys, and I hope I can join you. I'm definitely trying. So we have such a following with the UK fans, and I love you all so much. So hopefully I can come out there and we can all party together, and it'll be amazing.
I was trying to tell people today that we actually got some really cool stuff going on with them. I was actually over the weekend able to talk to Fins Nation UK, the German Dolphin Club, and the France Dolphin Club. And we got some pretty cool stuff in the works to do some online roundtables with those guys coming up in the future, which I'm excited. And those guys were very interested in being on your podcast as well. So you're very popular over there too. But yeah,
I love them so much. Yeah.
Wayne and Martin and Robbie and just all the guys at Fins Nation UK are absolutely amazing. And then I got to speak. I'm trying to remember. I'm still learning everybody's name over there in the German fan club. Marcus over from the German fan club. I talked with him for like 30 or 45 minutes. Absolutely an amazing guy. Makes me want to go to Germany and hang out with them and party. And, obviously the rumor is next season, 2022, that they're going to, Martin, I'll let you in there. Allie, top girl, good girl.
Hey, Martin, what's up?
I ran
into Martin at the Super Bowl experience last year.
Oh my God, I miss Martin so much. I was talking with him on the phone over the weekend too, telling him the same thing. But yeah, Marcus was telling me there's a rumor that Germany's going to get an NFL game next year in 2022. And supposedly the Dolphins could be that team because the Dolphins are one of the most popular teams in Germany. So if that happens,
we're doing it.
We're going to Germany.
We are not missing that at all.
Like that would be really, 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 awesome. Yeah. I would love to see that. A-Rod said, yeah, bro, I want to try and nominate him for the Fan Hall of Fame. Who are you guys talking about? They're talking about Paris. They're talking about Paris Love. I know you know Paris.
Oh, Paris is like one of my best Dolphin friends. He is so awesome. I love his passion. I love his Dolphin Nation 305 group so much. I met so many people through there. Big shout out to Paris. He's very deserving of that honor.
Definitely. All right, guys. you guys already know. You guys could hit that super chat donate button if you guys want to ask Allie a question. We need a few more questions in there. So make sure you donate to that super chat. And that way you can ask Allie anything you want. A-Rod and Eric have already done it. A-Rod gave $4.99. Big shout out to you. Eric did $9.99. We love Eric. All right, so here's the first question. A-Rod, what will the new Finn's Cave look like when you move into your new crib? How do you plan on decorating the Finn's Cave?
I'm so excited. So this is my 5th edition now of my Finn's Cave. So, I mean, obviously you can expect a lot of memorabilia on the walls, or aqua orange. Like I like to do, one wall aqua, one wall orange, and have, just like all my stuff. But one thing that I really want to do with this cave, because I've had some flags sent from different fan clubs. I have a UK flag. I want to get have a wall of flags from different fan clubs. And I kind of want to use that as the background for my podcast. So if any of you, have flags you want to send, like put on my wall, I am more than happy to accept them and hang them up for you guys. And I'll give big shout outs to your club. So that's
if you get a PO box, I recommend getting a PO box.
Yep.
And then posting the P.O. box out there and getting stuff sent to the P.O. box, because I think that's what we're going to do for Miami sports music too.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So, yeah. So, all right. Eric said he doesn't really have a question, but he did say, I just want you to know I won't look this good on Friday's show, because Eric's going to be my guest on Friday morning show. But he does have good internet.
Y'all need to
stop. Throw that out there.
Stop teasing me about this internet. So I just freaking Naples, like the reception sucks out here. Like maybe I need a new phone provider, or I don't know what I got to do. I literally have my car running right now so that I can run my Wi-Fi. But yeah, I'll get it together.
Awesome. All right, hey guys, we would love a couple more questions before you go. Because I have Dolphreaky on here, guys. What are you guys doing? It's not every day I get the coolest super fan on the show, and you guys don't want to ask her any questions. Come on now, I know you guys want to ask her some questions. Let's go.
That's because my DMs are blowing up right now. I bet you.
I you know that they are. So you know what? That actually brings me up to my next question. So obviously you are happily married with this wonderful guy named Jared. J-Rad. I love J-Rad.
That J-Rad.
Shout out to Jared in the building.
Shout out. Love you, babe.
And but look, you've been doing this for a long time. And so what is some of the coolest things though that you've gotten to experience being friends with other Dolph fans, right? Like getting to know other Dolph fans, because I would personally say and like you're one of my best friends, not just Dolphin best friends, like just in general. So some of the relationships that you cultivate being a Dolph fan, I think is some of the best part about being part of Dolph Fan Nation.
For sure, man. It's kind of crazy because I really do consider a lot of my like everyday Dolph fan contacts to be some of my best friends. Like you and I, like this past year, we've talked so much and like really got to know each other. And I value this friendship so much, and I love you. And like so many people that I've come upon, we do share the common interest of football. But when you get to like really talk to people and get to know them, like there's so much going on with our Dolphin Nation. It's very exciting, to hear everything that everybody's going on with. I got like all these really cool ladies of football who are doing all different kinds of things.
Tell me about that, the Ladies of Football podcast. I want to hear about that too.
Yeah, so big shout out to Evie and Candace. Candace is actually a Patriots fan, but she is so freaking awesome and down to earth. They've been doing the Ladies of Football podcast, and we do have this big Ladies of Football group, and it's ladies from all over the NFL sharing, and going back and forth about football, and it's so cool to see that. And they're running these awesome businesses online. They're doing all kinds of things. We're raising children. We're raising the future generations of fans for our teams. Like it's some pretty awesome stuff. So part of my podcast too, I want to focus on a lot of the things that the lady fans are doing, and a lot of that cool stuff. So
that was some of the best parts. So like obviously I grew up as a fan because of my dad, right? And I would say you talk to most people, not all, but most people, right? Yeah, I became a fan because of my dad. Yeah, my dad was a fan of. It's very rare that you get to say your mom, but as I have learned over the last 15 to 20 years, being friends with fans like you and a lot of the who else? Merton, help me out here. Some of the other Dolphin fans that are ladies. Why am I having a brain fart?
Man, we have so many lady fans. Like Evie, for sure. Like she's run the whole ladies of football thing is like totally her baby. I'm thinking about Jen Dolphin, Diva, Mirta, like all these.
Mirta,
like,
I was thinking about Mirta.
Yeah, like Mirta is like basically I call her my football mom because her daughter is Allison too. So I'm her football daughter. But yeah, like there's some like crazy ladies doing some amazing things out there, raising amazing Dolphin kids. Like I love my Mia and my Jay so much, and they know I love it when they come to me and they're like, "Hey mom, fins up. Hey mom, Dolphins," or they see a logo somewhere and they're like, "Oh, there's a dolphin, mom, look." Like they know I love that and they love it too. And I'm just, I'm obviously blushing about my kids.
No, I think it was great. So, for me, look, my kids did this, right? So my kids, the very first song I ever taught them was the Miami Dolphins fight song. Like that is the first song my kids, they didn't learn their ABCs first. They learned the Dolphins fight song first. And so for me, that's how big the Dolphins are in my household. Right. And, last week when we got to, or a couple of weeks ago when we got to hanging out with your kids, it was really cool to kind of see them rocking the Dolphins gear or seeing, pointing to your Dolphin stuff. And it's funny because you just it's I think some of the I have two kids, they're 5 and 7, and they live up here in Maryland, and I just don't think they're ready for that Miami heat yet because I think it's another type of heat. But I cannot wait till the day I get to take them to a Dolphins game. Like because for me that's gonna I'm not getting emotional. I'm just saying it might be one of the greatest days of my life when I get to take them to that.
Yeah, we all remember our first time, and I remember the exhilaration. When my dad brought me for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I'm just speechless about it. But yeah, like,
what was your first game? What was your first game? Tell me your first game.
My first game was in 2009, and it was actually supposed to be in 2008, but there was a hurricane, and they postponed the game. And I'm telling you, I had been looking forward to that for so long. Like I was sheerly devastated. I think my high school, friends can remember that. Like I was just so devastated about that. But my first game, I don't actually remember who we played, but we came with full face paint. My sister and I, we were just these like scrawny little kids, like full face paint, like everything. And we just knew that like if we had to, go to a Dolphins game, we were going all out because
how old were
that
you?
meant I was. Let's see, it was in high school. So I was probably about 17, I want to say.
Okay. And
but
that was your first game.
So that would have been like 2007, I want to say. Yeah, so that was my first game. And, we only came to one game a year after that, for a couple of years until I moved down here. And, now I have the luxury to go to all of them almost. But yeah, so my dad made it a point that, we would always come down to Miami for a weekend and do a game. He's not as like diehard crazy as I am, but I am this way because of him.
I know.
Yeah.
It's great. What's funny? So my dad's from New England. My dad's from Connecticut. So my dad likes Boston, everything except for the Patriots. Thank God. Right. So it was funny when I was growing up, my dad was a military guy. And so me being the spoiled brat that I am, always thought he was mean. He was just raising me the way I should be raised. I love you, Dad. But, it was funny because like my dad was a Red Sox fan. So, at that time, I'm about to admit something I don't want to admit. I became a Yankees fan as a kid just to piss him off. Right now, I'm not a Yankees fan anymore. And because I literally just rooted for them to make him mad. And, and the same thing with all the other teams. Like I couldn't stand the Celtics. I couldn't stand the Bruins, but he rooted for the Dolphins. And there was this guy that he always talked about, Dan Marino. And I remember being a kid watching on the couch with him. And for some reason, I think about it to this day. I'm like, why didn't I hate the Dolphins if I hated all the other teams that he rooted for? And I'm glad I didn't. because it would be my luck that I'd be a stupid Patriots fan if I was, and I don't want to be that guy. So, it was very interesting. I still think about it that I got lucky that I fell in love with him because of him. And, I remember those teams back in the day. So for me, I'm a young 30-something-year-old. And so, like, the teams I remember in the beginning were, like, Brock Marion and Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison and Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. And, that defense was crazy. Yep. And so I fell in love with that team. I fell in love with Jay Fielder, the end of Marino and it's been mediocrity ever since. And so I've been trying to, get the Dolphins to obviously win and be a good football team. But unfortunately, they don't listen to me. I wish they did, because we would have already won a Super Bowl by now if they had listened to me. But I am excited for the future of this team. But yeah, the back in the day thing for me is what got it. And so I can't wait for my kids to be like, I remember, like, when Tua went into his first game, right? I remember that Jets game. I was like, my kids, I was like, all right, everybody stop what you're doing and watch the TV right now. This is huge. Yeah. You're going to remember this day. Tua is like, I hope he becomes the Dan Marino winning a Super Bowl of my kids' generation.
I know my kids are too young to remember anything that's going on right now, but I know my husband will remember the day that Tua started, because I was so freaking nervous. I'm like, this is history. This is history. Like, right now, like, I can't believe this is happening. We're witnessing this. Like, I'm pacing around. We get to the game and I'm like, I don't know, like, I can't drink, I can't, like, eat. I feel like something's happened, It's like one of those moments that, you hope it's history and it's historical. But yeah, I think that's important too, that you talked about, like, your dad and everything, because, you do have those fans who are born into it, like born, like, out the womb, because mom started watching football and learning football when she was pregnant with you. Like, somebody posted about that the other day, that, he was born and she said, you're a Dolphins fan because I started loving the Dolphins when you were inside me, like, all that stuff. So that you have those people, and then you have the people who are created, they become fans because they see a team winning, or they see a fan base that's awesome and has fun. And actually, like, I feel like I've been able to convert a few people this way, because they see how much fun we have as a fan base and how loyal we are to the team, whether they win or lose, that they're like, that's something I could be a part of, Okay, yeah, the Bucs, like, won the Super Bowl last year, but I still kind of want to be a Dolphins fan. It looks like you guys, like, really, you guys are, like, through and through. So, it's fun to see how fans are born.
Look, I love it. I think that, the Dolphins, I was telling somebody on, it may have been this show last week or another show that I might have been a guest on, but I was saying something to the effect of, I love the Dolphins so much that, for me, look, I hate when they lose. Don't get it twisted. I hate it. It messes me up mentally. I dislike losing very, very much.
Yeah.
But on days that I get to go to the games, and even if they lose, if I went to the tailgate, if I hung out with all my friends, if I hung out with you and I hung out with the rest of the Deep End crew and all that.
Still a great day.
It was still a great freaking day. It was still an amazing day. Real quick, tell me about the Deep End, your experience in the Deep End. Like, tell me about that, because that's a whole experience in itself.
Yeah, that is an experience in itself. Like, you are with, like, the diehard fans sitting out there in the heat. Like, that's part of it. Like, they're diehards because they sit in the heat, like, with these costumes.
I don't know how Luke does it. I can't wait to have Luke on the show, but I love him. Yeah, no way I know how he does it in 100-degree heat and that and that gorilla costume. I don't know how he does it.
And when you're down there, it's real fun. Like, everybody is so awesome. We just have the best time, high-fiving. And it's just really, it's a different experience than, sitting in any other section, I feel like. But I just recently became a season ticket holder a few days ago, which a lot of people are like, what? Like, you never had season tickets? Well, okay, yeah, I never had season tickets. One, because I like to sit in different places. So I do like to sit in the Deep End. I do like to sit last year I sat with Paris Love and the Dolphin Nation 305 people. And I like to move around, and sit with different people and bring people along with me. And so that's part of the reason. And then also with my work schedule, I didn't really feel like I wanted to sell my tickets, and have it potentially go to like a visiting fan or whatever. Like I just didn't really get involved with it.
It's funny you say that. So Eric, shout out to Eric, by the way. Eric, by the way, posted, when are you all going to help me fight these Pats fans in New England? I'm not about that life, big guy. I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
That's why I'm never, I don't know. Like there's two places one I will never go to, and the other I'm skeptical. I will never go to Buffalo. Never go to a game there. And I'm skeptical about going to a game in New England, but with you, I would consider it. But as far as fighting, yep, can't do it, big guy. I'm not about that life. You ain't gonna get nothing out of me.
Yeah, that's a tough crowd. I don't know how they are in person, because I haven't been in their stadium, but that's not really something that I want to experience.
Yeah, I mean, look, I live in Baltimore, and so Ravens fans, they're a rough crowd. Like they're a rough crowd. And so, Tamika, my wife, we went to like a game several years ago. It was before I knew you or knew any of the diehard Dolphins. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I had been to a game in Miami yet at that point. I think we had just started dating. But we went to go see the Dolphins in Baltimore. And so we're wearing all our Dolphins gear. And I mean, Tamika was in a beer line. She said, she didn't tell me this till a week later. Like she said, I didn't want you to get mad or anything. She's like, some guy threatened her in line while getting a beer and stuff like that. And a cop was standing right there and didn't say anything. And she's like, I'll never go to a Ravens game again as an opposing fans. Like she just had the worst experience ever. And so it was funny because when we had the Baltimore beatdown there a few years ago, which we were the ones that got beat down, it was we had a good time, but Ravens fans are something else. So it is weird. You walk into a certain team's fans or certain teams' home stadiums, it's a totally different thing because in places like Baltimore or Green Bay or Buffalo or New England, there's nothing else to do on a Sunday. Going to the game is what you do. Mm-hmm. In Miami, you can go to the game and then go to the beach. And so that just makes it a little bit different,
I'm from Philadelphia. That's a rough crowd too.
Oh my God. I mean,
I have a story. I'm not proud of this story, but I did go to an Eagles 49ers game once. And, for my sake, I wore an Eagles jersey. Burned it. Don't worry about it. But I did do that because we wanted to bring my cousins to the game. They were Eagles fans. And so that's the sacrifice that I made for my family. And so that we all didn't die that day.
We didn't die that day. Hey, that's a good way to look at it. That is such a good way to look at it. Hey, guys, real quick before we get off, make sure you hit that join membership button today, the YouTube membership button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications tab so you guys get notified every time there's new content. Be on the lookout for Allie's new show, probably dropping at the end of next month. But Allie will be on here and there on some roundtables before then. So she will be on doing some stuff with us as well as some of the other people on the network. So I want to make sure that you guys, sign up for that. And remember, you get exclusive gear, exclusive access to content, early release. You'll have discount codes for DWA shop. I know you guys like the swag. Look at that. Yep. So, join the membership today. It's definitely got its perks. In my opinion, it pays for itself when it's all said and done. So make sure you guys go do that. It's pretty awesome. Last thing I just want to talk to you about, Allie, is, what are your plans for away games this year? Or yes, ones that you would like to go to. And then the other one is when people come up to you at games, Some people are nervous. Oh, I don't want to bother her. Oh, I'm scared to. So tell people the proper etiquette to come up and obviously you want people to come up. You want people to take pictures. That's what you're there for. So talk to me about those two things.
Okay, so away games that I want to go to are New Orleans, Tennessee, Vegas, and London. Whether that will happen for me or not, I don't know yet. But that's what in a perfect world, that would be my situation. And then all the home games, obviously. As far as if you see me at a game or you see me anywhere, if you see me in the grocery store, just say hi. Like, just say Allie, like whatever. Dolphreaky, I don't care. Just come up to me. You don't have to be afraid. Like, I'm not some like celebrity. I'm just a regular fan person. Like, just come up and say hi. Give me a hug. Like, whatever. Just say, hey, I'm so-and-so from Facebook. I have people shout at me from their cars passing. Hey, I follow you on Twitter. I love that. So just, do it. I don't know what else to say.
I know it's funny because, we get that a lot with Solo too. And they're like, I don't want to bother him. I'm like, it's just Solo D.
Bother me, like, please. This is what I'm about. Like, I want to meet all of you. Like, I know so many of you through Twitter and through Facebook and Instagram and everything, but I want to see you people in the flesh. Like, I want to hug you and I want to talk about the Dolphins and take pictures. Like, that's part of why I do what I do.
Martin said, I went to Buffalo, thought it was great. They left me alone once they knew I traveled from the UK. Exactly, because you got that awesome accent. Nobody's going to fight you with that awesome accent, Martin. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers. Come on. Nobody's going to fight you with that, Martin. And second of all, Martin, you're like the nicest guy ever. So, like, seriously, nobody's going to fight you, even from Buffalo. They're not going to do that, bro. That's such a great comment. All right, Allie.
And I feel like any fan base can respect traveling from the UK. Any fan base respects that.
I remember the first time I want to say I met a lot of those guys, the Stormtroopers. From there, I want to say I met them at the takeover, at the MetLife takeover. Which, by the way, guys, go to Dolphins NYC Facebook page. Make sure you sign up for the MetLife takeover. That's going to be a good time this year. And it's not going to be a cold weather game, which I like even more. So I do believe Solo and I haven't booked it yet, but I do believe that we're going to be down for that one too. That will be good. Martin says Fin Troopers. Yes, the Fin Troopers. I want to say that's where I met them the first time, which was awesome. And then, so make sure you guys go do that. Make sure you guys hit up TPP. The Positive Porpoise, Danny.
Danny.
Shout out to Danny Johnson.
Big shout out to Danny.
I can go ahead and kind of talk about this now. So next month, TPP and Miami Sports Music are going to get together for a exclusive event with Mr. Chris Chambers. So I am super excited about that. I believe it's going to be Saturday, June 12th. That's not 100% official yet. But for 2 or 3 hours, we're going to get on. We're going to raffle a whole bunch of Dolphin memorabilia away to, and all of it's going to go to Chambers Catch 84 Foundation. And so Chris is going to be on with us, Chris Chambers. That's going to be a good time. I'm super excited about that. We'll have to have you on for a little bit of that too. Yeah,
for sure.
That'll definitely be a lot of fun. And I'm excited to speak to Chris Chambers too, because he was one of my favorite players when I was young and growing up watching the game. And
wait a minute. I just got to talk about Danny for a minute too, because so Danny really helped my fan club get off the ground. He donated some memorabilia to my club, and we were able to raffle that off and generate funds for our fan club. So thank you so much, Danny. And thank you for also allowing me to be a part of the DCC team, because that was so much fun. And it was my first Dolphin Cycling Challenge. And I wouldn't have been, involved if it wasn't for you and Griffin, getting me on board. And I just really had the best time. So thank you.
Over $50,000 raised for DCC by TPP.
That's crazy.
Are you down with TPP?
I'm down with TPP. Proud to be TPP.
Yeah, you know me. So yeah, make sure you check them out. A couple of other small news and notes. Make sure if you guys are also interested in Fan Fest this year, Fan Fest is also being run by Danny. That will be held in Nashville this year for New Year's. It looks like there's going to be an event on Friday night for New Year's, Saturday meet and greet, and then Sunday there'll even be a tailgate. So it looks like they got everything going on. Solo D, myself will be there. Solo D will perform. I will be streaming live. Probably from at least 2, if not all 3 of those events. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then also fan club weekend against the Texans this year. And so obviously I'm going to have Scott Howell on this afternoon of my brand new show. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Mr. Scott Howell, Onside Radio from 6 to 7 p.m. Make sure you guys go to Onside Radio, download it on whatever app you are. You can go to their YouTube page, Onside Radio, Big O. Shout out to Big O for having us come on board. Our new show for the fans, Miami sports music for the fans. And our very first guest will be Mr. Scott Howell of the Atlanta Dolphin Club. That's going to be good. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about fan club weekend. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Dolphin Club, and we're just going to talk about the Dolphins in general and being a fan. So I'm super excited about that. And then last but not least, tomorrow morning, I have Alex Dunno from Onside Radio. Alex has been is the host of Man of the Match from 3 to 6 every weekday on Onside Radio. Alex is a huge supporter of Miami sports music and the DWA. So I'm super excited because he's going to be my guest tomorrow. And we're going to talk not just Dolphins tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit of everything. Miami Heat, Florida Panthers, MLS, Florida Marlins. It's going to be a good time. So I'm super excited about that. And just a little bit further out, Wednesday, I'm also going to have this crazy guy on, JD DeBoss, Mr. Garbage Man himself from West End Zone Crew and the Metro Rail Boys. He's going to be my guest on Wednesday. So I'm super excited to just have a good time with JD and talk with him. He will be my guest on Wednesday. And obviously, I haven't made the thing yet, but Eric Carrier is going to be my guest on Friday. So I am super excited about that. So shout out to everybody who's watching the show. Make sure you guys go hit that like button and subscribe button. Chef Shu says, great show today. We got 25 likes. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, I need 50 likes. Tomorrow, I need you guys to double that, okay? And make sure you guys sign up for Miami Sports Music YouTube membership. Be on the lookout for that. And we got a lot of cool things on the way. And then, obviously, I mean, this wonderful, amazing person here, she's got this going on. It will be dropping soon next month. Make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. That's going to be a good time. The Phreak Show, hosted by Allie, a.k.a. Dolphreaky. I know you guys are super excited about that. Be on the lookout for that. And obviously, I do want to also let you guys, Solo D has been in the lab, and he's got some straight fire that's going to be coming out of your speakers for this football season. So yes. I'm really he played me a couple of songs for this year. Allie, I want to get it on the sneak peek. I'm about to message him right now. it's legit. It's straight legit. And I'm super excited about it. Also, make sure you guys go check out the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Clack Blackers every day. 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We went into a little bit of an overtime today. That's fine. Wade O, What Would Shula Do? Shout out to TD Fins Talk. Make sure you guys go check out TD Fins Talk on his channel. And also Mr. Dougley Do Wrong. And then obviously Mr. Jamie Bahamas talking about them Dolphins. Your DWA podcast lineup all right here on MiamiSportsMusic.com. And remember, the exclusive sports news provider for Miami Sports Music is 305sports.net. Chef Zhu says, thank you for Dolphreaky for coming on. Hope to get to meet you at the games along with Mr. Paris Love. I'm sure she feels the same way about that, Chef.
Absolutely.
And
looking forward to meeting you.
Chef is a diehard. He's Mr. A1 from day one. So, and A-Rod is a big deal too. They're both members of the channel. You guys need to be more like Chef Zhu and A-Rod. That's who I need everybody like. Chef Zhu and A-Rod. Become members like these guys. All right, guys. Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts, Allie?
Nope.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. Fins up.
Fins up.